Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be comparing Real-Time Studio with UPPAAL. UPPAAL I just acquired from this website, the tool webpage, and I'm using the version 4.1.18, which is the latest version. I have already installed on my system, so it's going to be this one. I run it, and here it says version 4.1.18. On the other side I'm going to be running Real-Time Studio, which is available online with some examples, and the example I'm going to be testing the two tools on is the level crossing model, which is also available with the tool. This is the level crossing model. It consists of the model of the train, the model of the barrier, and the model of the controller. And here we have the system description. So we're going to be running this model by like synchronizing 4 trains, the controller and the barrier. So we have 4 trains which can cross the level concurrently. On UPPAAL I'm going to be opening an equivalent system but written in timed automata, and this model is also available with the Real-Time Studio, the package I'm providing online. The example is there, so it can be tested. So we have the train model, the barrier model, and the controller. The controller is divided into 3 components. This is the controller itself, and these are like helpers. This is for exiting the level, and this is entering the level. And why am I doing this? It's because in the Petri Net model we have here, as you may know, in Petri Nets the transitions are all running in parallel, so there is no sequential thing here. It's all parallel. And to mimic the same thing in timed automata, we cannot do it just in one timed automata. We have to divide it in multiple timed automata to be able later on to synchronize them. So this is the only way we can do it in timed automata. We have to split it into three components, such that of course we can synchronize the 3, but I'm just trying to keep it simple here. Divide it in 3 pieces and then synchronize them later on to get the same effect as if we're going to be having them running in parallel. But with Time Petri Net, it's straightforward. You do it in one shot. Now what we're going to do, so for this, the system as it is declared, we have 4 trains, we have a barrier, and we have the controller, and this is the system. 4 trains, barrier, and the controller with its components. Now, on Real-Time Studio, this is the system, 4 trains, the controller, and the barrier. And let's synchronize everything. When we synchronize, we get the result, the resulting Petri Net, which looks kind of big. So let me just reduce its size. This is the Petri Net. Here we see the gate. This is the controller synchronized with all the trains. And then what we're going to do, by the way, in UPPAAL we cannot see the synchronization, so it could be either done by computing the synchronization and then doing the verification, or doing the verification directly on the different components without having to do the synchronization a priori. The property we want to verify now is the following one. We want to check if whenever the barrier is lowering, it's going to be closed within time interval 2, like before 2 time units. And then we're going to be doing the verification, so let's check it. So as you can see, here the property has been checked to be true, it's satisfied, and the time it takes according to UPPAAL is 78 uh, milliseconds. If we check it again, the time might change a little bit from one run to another, and this might depend on the system intervention and the processing and so. But in general, it's just minor time change. So here now we have 94 milliseconds. If we now check the property on Real-Time Studio, well, the property, I'm going to be just copying it from here. And similarly, it says that whenever the barrier is loading, so here it's expressed with one token inside the barrier loading place, the barrier is going to be closed within time frame 0, 2. This is how we express this property in Real-Time Studio. And let's run the verification. So here we see the results. The property has been verified to be valid, and the time is 31 milliseconds, which is a little bit less, but anyway, we can say that it's comparable. We can run it again. If we do the test again, the time might change a little bit. Here is still 31 milliseconds. It's 46 milliseconds, and as I told you, it depends sometimes on the intervention of the system and the computation itself. Now it's just 15 milliseconds. Anyway, let's look to the interesting thing. Now here, if I go and increase this value here too and make it 5, let's see what's going to happen. We check it, and then as you can see, time has increased a little bit, kind of doubled. Let's check it again. The same thing, it's almost double of what we got previously. Now it's 256. So we can take the average, and it's going to be around 200 milliseconds. Let's do the same thing here with Real-Time Studio. And then I'm going to make it 5. And as you can see, it's just 46 milliseconds. Let's run it again. It's 46 milliseconds. Let's run again. It's 46 milliseconds. Now let me increase the time to 10. Check it. Now it took longer. Instead of 200, we have 600 milliseconds. Let's repeat it again. Almost 600. 600. Again, 600. Now let's do the same thing with Real-Time Studio. Let's see, 31 milliseconds. You can see, again, 31 milliseconds. So it stays the same. It stays the same. Whereas in UPPAAL, it increases. Now let's go for something bigger. 50. Let's check it. And now time is increasing. 8 seconds, 10 seconds. So we have 10 seconds here. If we go to Real-Time Studio, 50, it's the same thing, 51 milliseconds. So it looks like it's not sensitive to the size of the time interval, whereas in UPPAAL it's very sensitive. Now if we go here to 100 time units, we check it, and then you will see that the time is going to be increasing, and it's not increasing in a linear way. We have 19, 22. so we have here 44 seconds. If we do the same, 100, you see it's just 46 milliseconds. We check it again, 46 milliseconds. Check it again, 31 milliseconds. Now, if we increase this time more, you will see that the time is going to increase more, and it looks like it's not increasing in any way. And we can say that it's at least quadratic or maybe more. But the least we can say is that it's increasing, depending on it. And this is due to the fact that in timed automata, when we compute the abstraction to do the verification, we use what is called an approximation. It's called the K approximation. In Time Petri Net, we are using a state characterization based on intervals instead of clocks. Whereas in timed automata, we use clocks. Here we use time intervals. And this offers like a more powerful abstracting capability than what we can do with timed automata. And this is the reason why we are having smaller times here, and it is not sensitive, as you can see, it is not sensitive to the size of the interval. And this can be tested in other models, and you will see that the pattern is similar. Thank you for watching.